Here's a little something to help you understand why Ionian has been nicknamed the major scale and Aeolian the minor scale. It begins with chords 1, 4, 5, which in each cases, are the ones that give us the tonality. So in the case of a major scale, we're looking at C, by the way. And once again, it's very important to look at these things contextually. If you stick until the end, I'm going to show you how to draw one of these from scratch. So from this matrix, which you can download from the website, we're just going to look at the top row. We have 12 contexts. We're going to pick the first one just because it doesn't use any sharps or flats. But the same applies to every single one of them. So once again, we're in the keys of C major and we're looking at chords 1, 4, 5. And you're going to hear this particular thing every time one aligns to the keys. Now it's not very obvious when you play them in this sequence, but then if you take that 4 down an octave, you might begin to notice how the last tone is used to continue with the next chord. So we have F major, C major, G major. Now these 3 chords are major and they also give us all the 7 tones of the scale. So that's why, because these 3 chords are major, the scale has been nicknamed the major scale. The same applies to Aeolian. So 1, these 3 are minor chords. And again, it becomes more obvious when you play them in the sequence 4, 1, 5. Hope this helps. Let me show you how to draw this thing from scratch. Turn it around. So basically, you start with a 12-point circle, and that's, you just draw some dots. So you have one 12 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, and at 9 o'clock. And in between these 4, add 2 extra each pair of these. 2 extra to get to a sort of 12-point sort of circle. At 12 o'clock we have La, Ti at 2 o'clock, Do at 3 o'clock, and so on. 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. And notice it's S-O, no S-O-L. Now, La, Ti, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So gives us the minor, the Aeolian mode, the minor scale. Now, over here, on the outside of that circle, you can put any of these 12 contexts. So I've put here A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but it can be any of the other 11. And we're building a template right now, so at the very bottom we're going to put, again, those La. Because I'm writing faster, it's going to be uglier handwriting. And the sequence of these chords are always going to be minor. Diminished, major, minor, minor, major, major. So this is basically the template, which if you drew it yourself, you can actually make copies of it and just set aside. And anytime you want to work with these, take a copy and write whichever keys you're working on. And then that's going to give you the quality of the chords. Once again, this solfege, this idea of the solfege in the context of mirror method is used to basically illustrate a heptatonic scale. So La, Ti, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So doesn't actually give us the actual notes. It's just a conceptual model to indicate the tones, the tonality. The tones, so that you can then figure out the tonalities and the chords, but not necessarily the specific chords. So when you're looking at Do, that can be C major, E flat major, A flat major, any of the major chords as the tonic of a major scale. It gets more complicated than that, but essentially this is the template that you can reuse over and over. it will become eventually very useful. Anyhow, hope this helps.